Okay, these are actual conversations between them. I'm not going to put it up here because this is considered like, because she's asking him.
Today, we are watching the crazy reason the feds hired 2 men to kill R. Kelly in prison. We're going to go ahead and get into this and see exactly why they tried to kill R. Kelly. I don't know. It's something going on right now. Tory Lanez almost got killed. Honestly, this shit is happening a lot more. Let's go ahead and get right into this.
That they don't want nobody to see. Because once you pull the documents, you begin to quickly figure out this isn't a crazy conspiracy. This should be a criminal investigation. We got the documents, people, and it ties everything together. R. Kelly was found guilty on CP charges as well as running a criminal organization that trafficked multiple women. These allegations are very serious. So by no means is this video me co-signing R. Kelly or trying to prove that R. Kelly is innocent on those charges. This video is strictly to address the conspiracy that prison officials tried to hire 2 men to murder R. Kelly. I got wind of the allegations earlier this morning while I was half asleep. I woke up froggy, couldn't even believe what I was seeing. But R. Kelly's attorney held a press conference where he invited multiple news outlets and he dropped the bombshell that they are accusing prison officials of hiring white supremacists to try to kill R. Kelly.
Attorneys are asking President Donald Trump to release their client immediately, saying prison officials have hired an inmate to murder him. Kelly is serving a 30-year sentence for sexual misconduct at a federal prison in North Carolina. Today, Kelly's legal team filed an emergency motion in Chicago federal court to get him out. They say they have a sworn affidavit from a terminally ill inmate who says prison officials offered him freedom in his final days in exchange for Kelly's murder.
There have been discussions not only with Michael Stein, but as the motion indicates, we've recently received information from another inmate named Mr. Harris. And Mr. Harris has indicated that he too has been approached by the same lieutenant who's been approaching Michael Stein, and that discussions have been had about poison in the food hall, about poison in the commissary. Discussions with Mr. Stein have been had about stabbings. These are the kinds of methods that have been discussed.
2 prisoners have came forward and confirmed that prison officials attempted to lure them in the conspiracy to murder R. Kelly.
See, the only reason why I low-key be believing these conspiracies, right, is because this isn't the craziest thing that we've heard government officials do. Like, we know they're capable of shit, right? And then not only that, but it's just like I said, it happened with the Epstein guy. I probably shouldn't be saying these names, but it happened with him. It happened with Hernandez, if y'all remember, the football player, and Tory Lanez, and now R. Kelly. I just feel like, yo, why does this keep happening where something's happening to these guys? What's going on? That's just how I feel about it.
R. Kelly and his attorney is also claiming that they're trying to now get him out the paint. They're trying to murder him due to the ongoing investigation and civil suit he has against prison officials. So R. Kelly is uncovering a lot of illegal things that prison officials did during his racketeering case. Now, some of these things could land them in jail. It could very well land them in prison. And this isn't, from my perspective, an investigation where it could possibly find some illegal things. No, this investigation will for sure 100% find illegal activities that prison officials engaged in against R. Kelly, and they're almost for certain gonna go to jail over this.
Attorneys for singer R. Kelly are asking for his immediate release from prison, claiming that federal officials plotted to have him killed. He is serving a 30-year sentence for racketeering and sex trafficking. In an emergency filing today, his attorneys outlined what they called a cover-up.
These are people who seek to kill Mr. Kelly rather than allow the corrupt criminal conduct of those who manufactured his convictions be exposed.
Their motion alleges that the feds solicited a convicted sex trafficker who was Kelly's cellmate here in Chicago to steal correspondence between Kelly and his attorneys. They further claim the Bureau of Prisons transferred a leader of the white supremacist group to Kelly's prison in North Carolina with instructions to kill Kelly.
R. Kelly has an open and shut case against the government, and right now they're working in overtime to try to prevent the details from coming out. R. Kelly was officially charged with running a criminal organization. It was a racketeering, a RICO case, where his criminal organization conspired and used systems to violate women. The charges when it comes to each victim is pretty much the same across the board. They would accuse R. Kelly of putting together a team and a system that would transport women, and he would solicit them for sexual favors. Some got paid, which is trafficking, and then others, they would claim that R. Kelly will coerce them and force himself upon them, and some they would claim were really young so they couldn't consent, and that's an additional charge. But a racketeering case is very hard to prove, and when the feds looked at their case and they seen that they were trying to call victims from like 2009 and 8, they realized they needed more. They needed to turn one of R. Kelly's active girlfriends against him, because one of the girlfriends, Israel Clary, the feds believed that R. Kelly got with her when she was really young, because they spoke to her family, and the family confirmed that R. Kelly got with her when she was 17, right? I can't say the actual age due to YouTube guidelines, but she was 17 when they got together. So the feds knew that Israel Clary was like a gold mine. If they can get Israel Clary to come to court and testify that R. Kelly coerced her, forced himself upon her, gave her diseases, right? Yo, this is like the perfect textbook victim. Got with R. Kelly at 17, been with R. Kelly for about 5 years now, and R. Kelly kidnapped her at some point. R. Kelly gave her an incurable disease at some point.
Damn, bro. This is hard to even watch. I'm not going to lie to y'all. This is hard to listen to, but this actually happens a lot more than we really like to think about. In our everyday lives, there's these situations, whether it's here in America or freaking Africa and Asia and shit. It happens a lot. Where these girls will have a tutor or a basketball coach or something. And yeah, unfortunately, this happens.
R. Kelly forced himself upon her. R. Kelly would violate her. They needed to turn Israel Clary against R. Kelly, but she wouldn't budge. When R. Kelly got arrested, she was right by his side. She was even doing interviews with Gayle King, defending R. Kelly, telling Gayle King that her family was only trying to extort R. Kelly for money, which is why they told the fans that R. Kelly did all those things he did to her.
My parents knew where I've always been for 4 years. They have known. They know that I've been well taken care of.
They never thought you were missing, Azrael. They just were wondering if you were okay.
Well, my parents have actually came to Chicago and seen me a few times. I've talked to them. They stopped answering my calls.
You know what they say? They say that you were brainwashed. I talked to your dad last night. He says, my daughter is brainwashed, and he's very concerned. He said he was here 2 days ago, and you wouldn't even look him in the eye.
Okay, I wouldn't look him in the eye because he's a liar, and he's a manipulative liar.
I'll tell you why they're concerned, Azrael, because they say she's 17. We found text messages that indicated that she was having sex with R. Kelly when she was 17. Is that true?
No, that is a lie. That is a lie. I was not having sex with him at 17.
Why would they want to lie about you, their daughter?
Okay, so when I first met Robert, my parents told me to lie about my age. So when I met him, he thought that I was 18. On top of that, when I was 17, my parents were actually making me, trying to get me to take photos with him, take actual videos with him, all kinds of stuff.
Wait. Your parents encouraged you to do videos?
Yes.
And this happens on social media way more than we like to talk about today. I recently just watched a video about one of these little TikTok, and their parents have them on these websites taking what they call implied. And it's so crazy to hear a parent say this about what they're doing. And they're like, yeah, she has clothes on. It's just implied. I'm like, what? Like, it's stuff you can't even like say or view on YouTube. You cannot. It's crazy.
With R. Kelly?
Yes. And they said because if they ever have to blackmail him, what they're trying to do now, they can use it against him, which is exactly what they're doing.
Joycelyn, I see you nodding a lot with what she's saying. Why are you nodding in agreement with what she's saying?
Because everything that she's saying is true. Our parents are basically out here just to get money, and
your parents, you're saying the same as saying.
Well, both of our parents.
So yeah, in a situation like this, I believe the parents should be locked up too. I'm not gonna lie. And that's another unfortunate thing. It's like, it's not all of these situations aren't situations where the kid ran away from home. Just like this, there's situations where the mom, like I said, in the example of the tutor or the basketball coach, there's times where the mom is like, hey, please, watch over my daughter. Like literally just handing them off.
Because everything that she's saying is true. Our parents are basically out here just to get money, and
your
they're
parents.
scamming.
You're saying the same as saying.
Well, both of our parents are basically out here to trying to get money and scam because they didn't agree on what happened, with music or wherever it could be, and they're just very upset.
This is the first time hearing, to be honest with you.
To get on live to say that Azrael is not right in R. Kelly, really? Really? Now, I gave him R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how he got R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how I got the emails between Azrael and R. Kelly. So you mean to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about? I ain't got no beef with that man at all, okay?
That's Tasha K letting Ezra Clary's father know.
I got some powerful information for y'all tonight regarding this, okay? I got people up there in Cook County. Shout out to my Cook County winos, okay? They work for government. Anyway, okay. So remember I told y'all Azrael had left? She's gone. Azrael is with her pappy. She's with her daddy, okay? Yes, Azrael is gone, but she's still not gone mentally. When you're with somebody that long, she's with this man since she was, and now that he's gone away, she has a lot more time to think. But the other one doesn't have a lot of time to think, because let me tell you, her and R. Kelly be in communication all day. Okay, now right now he ain't got no more minutes on his phone. He can't call her, so they, literally emailing and shit. So let me share some shit with you. Hold on. Okay, these are actual conversations between them. I'm not gonna put it up here because this is considered like somebody's private information or whatever. But my word, trust me. And let me tell you, for those of y'all, I honestly thought that R. Kelly could not read or write. But obviously he can't. Well, no, he can't really read because she's asking him. I'll read it to you. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Hold on real quick. Hit the wine glass if y'all having a good time. Hit the goddamn wine glass. I'm not going to read all of them to you because it's really hard to read R. Kelly's part. But let me show you what the dynamic is like and how he's talking to them. But like I said, they don't talk to each other, Joycelyn and Azrael. So for Azrael to find out that he was calling Joycelyn the same names, even though they call him daddy, both of them, but he doesn't talk. It's really up. Hold on. Okay. All right, so let me get my little glasses on. Hope y'all ready. Exclusive here on Unwind with Tasha K. Robert Sylvester Kelly, 11/11/2019, 7:34:29 p.m. wrote hi, but he spelled hi, H-A-I. How are you? Now he's typing, okay? And then Joycelyn comes back and says, hey, daddy, I'm doing good. I really need you to call me as soon as possible. He read that.
Oh, now Ezra, who had no intentions on testifying against R. Kelly or cooperating against R. Kelly, goes in a fit of rage as she hears R. Kelly calls his other woman the same nicknames that he calls her. R. Kelly is talking to this woman as if she's the main chick, as if Ezra means nothing to him. Now, Ezra is hearing all of this from the public. So the Fed's mission is complete. They was able to get that information out fast in a hurry, and they was able to enrage Israel. But I don't even think the Feds knew like the level of crash out that Ezra was gonna do. So Ezra began to go in full crash out mode, bruh. Begin to become R. Kelly's biggest headache and biggest op. She contacted Gayle King back for a second interview to expose R. Kelly and to retract all the nonsense she said in the first interview defending R. Kelly. She went on live crashing out, accusing the girlfriend of being involved with her when she was of an illegal age.
Here, take everything else. What's yours? What's yours? What you want to take? You can take all this shit for sweats. Here, I'm gonna help you out. Oh, he don't like that. He don't like men. You just told on your own boyfriend. You just told on your own boyfriend. You like grown men in here. That's disrespectful, Zell. You know that's wrong. You know that's wrong. This is his house. You disrespectful. You're so evil. I'm not evil, baby. I need to protect myself. I need to protect myself. Joy, you were sleeping with me. It's the fire. You were sleeping with me. Okay. Stop. Okay. Ladies. That's assault. Got it online. I know how to fight. It's nothing. Fighting at the Trump. Go ahead. That's assault.
Glad to see you again because I wasn't sure I'd ever get to talk to you again.
I'm very happy to be here and see you again as well.
It feels like a full circle moment to me. When we first met Azriel Clary in March of 2019, she had been living with R. Kelly for almost 5 years and was one of his fiercest supporters.
Because you guys don't know the truth. You guys believe it's a facade that our parents are saying. This is all lies for money.
Clary and another woman, Joycelyn Savage, told us then that they were in a relationship with the embattled R&B singer. But Clary left the apartment she shared with Kelly in Chicago 7 months after our interview.
I was lost and I felt invisible, and I gave someone that control over me to basically make me do whatever it was that they wanted me to do and act however they wanted me to act.
During R. Kelly's trial, she testified that he began her when she was just 18 years old. At the time of the interview with us, were you afraid when you were sitting there talking to us?
I was. He did his interview first.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
He came in and he told us to be angry and be upset, and she's gonna try to do this and you gonna.
Oh, he told you that?
Yes, and so we came in angry.
So he told you be angry?
Yes, and
She testified that around that same age that he gave her herpes without letting her know that he had it, which he was legally required to do. So she pretty much cooked R. Kelly on that stand, and we know the story, bruh. R. Kelly ultimately went to jail based off of her testimony, to be honest.
Back in 2019, while I was being held in the BOP at the MCC in Illinois, a BOP federal disciplinary hearing officer, which is like the judge in the Bureau of Prisons. She's a judge.
Vlad TV.
She was illegally accessing my federal restricted law enforcement information. My jail records, meaning my recorded phone calls and my emails. Not only did she, not only did the officer illegally access my restricted information, but she accessed it 153 different times during the course of 6 months while I was being detained here. This is all according to a search warrant. This is not me saying this. This is what the search warrant says that was executed on the BOP officer after she had done it.
Vlad TV.
This BOP officer, whom they are identifying as Officer 8 for the last 4 years, she was not arrested. She still hasn't been arrested, and we still don't even know who she is. She tore off every corner of each page where the dates and times would be, and illegally sent my jail records to her own personal Gmail account. This is all according to the search warrant. But she didn't stop there. BOP Officer A then gave
Vlad TV
that 6 months worth of my federal restricted information to a female, famous female, and very influential YouTube blogger by the name of Tasha K, who not only illegally received my restricted federal law enforcement information, but the blogger Tasha K stated out of her own mouth on her Unwind with Tasha K YouTube blog that she shared that restricted information with my girlfriend at the time, who after seeing it,
Vlad TV.
who after seeing that information got very, very mad at me to the point she was scorned and became the government's main star witness in my New York case, testifying against me.
Vlad TV.
Now, those federal restricted phone calls and emails contain 6 months worth of lovey-dovey conversations between me and my other girlfriend at the time. And their plan was to get the girl,
Vlad TV,
the girlfriend who Tasha K showed those conversations to, mad enough so they could turn her against me.
Yeah, man, this got dark, but let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. This is such a hard video and such an uncomfortable topic, but it must be had. So let's have that conversation down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. Leave a like on the video, man. Subscribe if you're new. We're on the road to 10K. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But anyway, that's it for this one, man. Peace out. Stop the video. If you would, just consider following me on Instagram and Spotify. I got a goal. I'm trying to get to 2,000 monthly listeners. And after that, I'm trying to get to 5,000 monthly listeners. Y'all have been great, man. I really appreciate y'all.